Tonight on CTV News at 5.
And the water's nice and you can go paddle and you can jump off the dock.
Safety first. What to keep in mind when you're on, in, or near the water this summer.
We have 45 artists this week all along the waterfront, the seaport, and Quinpool Road.
And Street Art Halifax Mural Festival is back, bigger than ever.
Slightly above seasonal temperatures as the sun continues to shine with high UV indexes heading into the week.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Pano-Palace. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, water safety. Whether you're swimming, boating, or just enjoying the view, many Maritimers would agree being near the water is the perfect way to spend a summer day. But your day at the beach can take a turn for the worse if caution isn't used. CTV's Nick Moore joins us with some timely reminders. Nick.
Well, good afternoon, Maria. I'm here at Killarney Lake Park Beach here in Fredericton, which is a supervised beach. Water safety experts say swimming in supervised areas is just one thing you can do to create a safer environment. Summertime is hitting its prime time, and Killarney Lake is a place to cool down.
We live 2 blocks from the Killarney, so we are here all summer.
Yesterday I was here. The day before I was at a pool. The day before I was here, and the day before I was here. I think the day before I was here.
The Life Saving Society aims to prevent drownings and make all places on or around water safer, whether it be a lake, pond, river, ocean, pool, or bathtub. Sarah Hebb Thomas is CEO of the Life Saving Society of New Brunswick. The organization's Swim to Survive training program is meant to give all Canadians the minimum skills needed to survive an unexpected fall into deep water.
A sequence of 3 things. So a person who does a disorienting entry into deep water, can they tread water immediately for 1 minute and then swim 50 meters to safety? The 50 meters doesn't need to be pretty, doesn't need to be textbook or Summer Macintosh style technique. They just need to be able to do it.
The number of young people who are taking swimming lessons and the number of people training to become lifeguards has stabilized since the pandemic, when numbers went down.
We're not in that dire lifeguard shortage like we were immediately post-COVID-19 period. Certainly we can always use more folks coming and getting certified.
The most recent information from the Society shows 85% of drowning victims in the Maritimes are male.
So the research shows us that folks that are new to Canada are usually at higher risk, particularly if they're coming from places where water safety and swimming lessons isn't part of their culture. Folks that are Indigenous Canadians also are at higher risk.
In the Maritimes, 65% of all water-related fatalities happen between May and September. And while there are a number of water safety tips to keep in mind at this time of year, perhaps the most important, according to water safety experts, never swim alone. Maria.
That's some good advice. Thank you, Nick. CTV's Nick Moore for us in Fredericton this evening. All right, time to head over to the anchor desk where Todd Battis is standing by on what is a milestone day.
It certainly is that, Maria. This is a very important day for the Royal Canadian Navy. Any time now, the Prime Minister is expected to make an announcement in Halifax that the federal government has chosen a German-Norwegian consortium to build Canada's next fleet of submarines. Many, of course, will be stationed here on the East Coast, and we will have details, reaction, and what it could mean for our region at the top of 6 o'clock. Well, that next order of fish and chips that you're looking forward to could cost you a little extra. Long known as one of the favorite and perhaps more affordable seafoods around here, the price of haddock is on the rise. Maybe you've noticed. We'll find out why and how much you could be paying over the next couple of months. After a rainy June, people are flocking to the beach and wharf in Pointe de Chêne, New Brunswick, near Shediac. It's one of the most popular tourist hotspots in the province, and the area appears to be getting even more popular with locals and tourists, as long as the good weather sticks around. We'll have more coming up from the area, and I know just the person who can tell us whether the good weather is going to stick around. Brianne Foley is in for Kayla Mitchell today, and judging by that map behind you, the warm stuff is here.
The warm stuff is here, so enjoy the beach because you may as well, right? We've been waiting long enough, Todd. So as you can see here, temperatures still very high as we hit that 5 o'clock mark today. We are seeing those warm temperatures up in northern parts of New Brunswick. a bit more seasonal as we head along the coastline of the Bay of Fundy, and we are continuing to see that sun shining through. So as we take a look at our sustained winds, not a whole lot to contend with as we head throughout this evening. As we take a look at our wind gusts, again, nothing major coming through. So it is going to be a nice sunny evening as we head into this Monday night. So get out there and enjoy it if you can. We will see a little bit of cloud cover start to creep in parts of western Nova Scotia, and we will see some fog to contend with as we head a little bit later on into the evening, especially along that Bay of Fundy in the Yarmouth area specifically, as well as in Grand Manan. So something to consider as you head throughout your day, but it is going to continue to be a gorgeous night out there. So get outside if you can, enjoy it, but be careful and be cautious of the high UV index values as well as the high humidex values. So making things feel a little bit warmer than what those temperatures are actually saying, but I'll have a full look at that forecast coming up in just a bit. For now, Maria.
Thank you very much, Brienne. We will see you in just a little bit. And thankfully, the weather cooperated over the weekend. The Special Olympics Nova Scotia Provincial Summer Games wrapped up in Antigonish. Take a look. As you can see, track and field was on the roster along with bocce, soccer, golf, softball, rhythmic gymnastics, swimming, and basketball. St. FX hosted the games with more than 900 athletes participating, along with coaches and hundreds of supporting volunteers. This edition of the games featured competitors from Special Olympics Nova Scotia and PEI. Congratulations to everyone who took part. All right, time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. When we come back, though, find out how to win an outdoor fireplace from Kent with our new backyard upgrade giveaway. Also ahead, trying to solve a 100-year-old mystery.
We have over 27,000 missing Canadians from the First and Second World War and the Korean conflict.
A maritime archaeologist is on a mission to recover one of Canada's thousands of missing soldiers. Seeking a lost loved one. Next.
It's time to register your rig for the 2026 Big Rigs, Big Hearts, Big Results Convoy. Get your crew together and participate in this day of fun for Special Olympics. The 15th annual convoy rolls through Dartmouth October 3rd. Visit truckconvoyns.ca.
Welcome back. Well, we've got a great new contest to tell you about. CTV and Kent are teaming up for a backyard upgrade giveaway. In honor of Kent's 50th birthday, one lucky viewer will win a Brooklyn fireplace kit made with Shaw Brick's weathered wallstone. The kit includes a fire brick liner, mantle, chimney, slabs, and cap. The only thing left to add is the hearth. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca or click on the QR code on your screen right now. We'll announce the winner on Friday, July 17th. Good luck, everybody. What a prize. On to our next story here. A Canadian family whose loved one vanished during the First World War is determined to find answers after more than a century. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has more on their growing effort to bring soldiers home.
Alicia Trulford carries numerous artifacts to honor her great-great-uncle, Lieutenant Lionel Tranter, who left his home in Southampton, Ontario in 1914 and signed up when Canada went to war.
He was killed in action on June 15th, 1915.
The circumstances around Tranter's death are a mystery. He simply disappeared.
We know the timeline of everything.
Tranter's family has saved the letters he wrote while fighting in the First World War. There are also pictures, enlistment papers, and his death notice.
The letters that he wrote home, he was a very passionate, overprotective brother. So it would have been a great loss to that family.
Trulford and her family have now turned to Acadia University archaeology professor Aaron Taylor for help. Taylor has previously worked with the U.S. Defense Department, finding Americans who went missing in previous wars.
There's a map detailing where
Taylor has located the field where Tranter is likely buried in an unmarked grave.
It's near Givenchy. In northern France.
He hopes to lead an on-site search for Tranter later this year. Searching for lost soldiers has become a passion for Taylor and his students. This painting on campus is a powerful tribute to those who died in previous wars.
We have over 27,000 missing Canadians from the First and Second World War and the Korean conflict.
For each one who is missing, there is a family searching for answers for decades.
We know how to do this. We know how to search.
Trelford and Taylor have asked the Canadian government to lead the search for anyone who served in war and disappeared.
We have made attempts to reach out to various levels of government, and we're not getting any feedback.
She hopes to raise money and awareness and end a lot of pain for many families.
We have the ability to go and get them and bring them home.
Including her great-great-uncle, Lieutenant Lionel Tranter, who died for his country more than 100 years ago, and now his family wants to find him and bring him home. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Wolfville, Nova Scotia.
Thank you, Paul. Some big news happening right now. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Halifax at this hour to make an announcement about which company has won the bid to build Canada's new fleet of military submarines. Let's watch.
We had to be inside because it was raining unusually. It was 3 months ago. We were here, right here in Halifax, announcing that Canada had achieved NATO's 2% defense spending target for the first time since the fall of the Berlin Wall. And what we emphasized then was that this was not a ceiling for Canada's defense investment, it was a foundation. Because in a more dangerous and divided world, Canada must do more to defend ourselves, to secure our sovereignty, to support our allies. And today, we're building on that foundation in a way that makes us stronger, makes us more independent, more prosperous. The assumptions that had shaped decades of Canadian defense and foreign policy have been upended. Put another way, history is back with a vengeance. We face numerous and growing threats, from incursions in our Arctic to attacks in our cyberspace. The nature of warfare is changing rapidly, driven by a proliferation of drones, autonomous systems, hypersonic missiles, to name a few. The world's changed, Canada must change with it. Nowhere is that more evident than on our seas and in our Arctic. Our Arctic is becoming integral to the security of North America and to the security of NATO's western flank. Our frozen seas are increasingly open, bringing new threats and opportunities. Commercial vessels can increasingly transit our waters, shortening the journeys between continents, connecting us to the world's largest markets. Canada's allies are relying on our resources, including critical minerals, to secure their supply chains. More menacingly, authoritarian regimes are increasingly assertive. The burdens within our traditional alliances are shifting. And middle powers such as Canada are seeking greater strategic autonomy through partnerships amongst the like-minded. We must meet both the realities of a changing climate and that new geopolitical landscape. The sovereignty of our country, bounded by 3 oceans and the world's longest coastline, depends on our maritime capabilities, and I want to salute the women and men of Canada's Navy for leading that. We need to give them the right equipment, the right tools, the right capacities to do their jobs. And first, we need to be aware of what's in, what's over, what's under our vast territory. And that's why we're investing in a new fleet of P-8 Poseidon patrol aircraft. That's why we're investing in Arctic over the horizon radar. Secondly, we obviously need to be able to defend those waters, which is why we're building 15 River-class destroyers and an entirely new fleet of polar icebreakers and Arctic patrol vessels. And it's why we're here today, to announce an ambitious investment in new best-in-class submarines. Les sous-marins peuvent patrouiller sans être détectés, empêcher les adversaires d'accéder à notre territoire, recueillir des renseignements, et projeter notre puissance dans des zones.
Prime Minister Mark Carney in Halifax at this hour making an announcement. It's expected to be the German company ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems, or TKMS. More local reaction to this massive announcement coming up on CTV News at 6, of course, with local impact as well. The contract expected to be worth billions of dollars and create thousands of jobs locally. We're going to take a break. Weather is next. People gathered in Jacob Schaffelberg's hometown of Port Williams, Nova Scotia on Saturday as Canada took on Morocco in the World Cup. While it wasn't the result fans were hoping for, they are still beyond proud of what Schaffelberg and Team Canada accomplished.
Fabulous to see everybody here today just being a part of this moment, making history. And I think you'll just see the sport continue to grow. And these are the good news stories that continue young players to inspire to something and to be better and just continue to love the game of soccer.
Canada ultimately lost 3-0 in the round of 16, ending their historic run. Morocco now advances to the quarterfinals, where they'll either play Paraguay or France. Brianne, I know you were watching. I was watching. I was just so excited to be part of it all, to have someone in the race. And what an amazing effort this time.
Definitely amazing effort. And Morocco is going to have a tough time because they are actually playing France. So it is a little bit of a tough road ahead for them. So we don't want to be in those shoes. So happy with our run ending here. As we take a look here at the Myra River, a beautiful sunny day out on the Myra. After all, we are seeing those nice early sunrises and late sunsets, which is honestly perfect for this time of year. Of course, something we love to see. Lots of sunshine in our forecast, and that's basically what we've seen today and what we'll continue to see as we head into Tuesday. Now, we are having a little bit of cloud cover come into the region, so mostly in western parts of Nova Scotia. As we take a look here at our forecasted timeline, we will see a little bit of fog building up in the early hours of Tuesday morning. Mostly along that Bay of Fundy coastline is where we'll see that fog, but it is looking like we are going to continue to see some clear skies throughout the day on Tuesday. A little bit of extra cloud cover through central and western parts of Nova Scotia, but for the most part, those sunny skies are going to continue. Could see a little bit of precipitation start to sneak into the region as of Wednesday. There's a low pressure system coming from the southern United States that is pushing into the Maritimes, and that's going to start to impact Wednesday morning, especially along the coast. So taking a look here at our wind gust forecast, not a whole lot of gusting wind to contend with. We are seeing a little bit of an increase in gusting winds in the Bridgewater area as well as over in Sheet Harbor, but mostly gusting between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. We do see winds start to switch directions as we head into Tuesday. However, again, not a whole lot of gusting wind that we're going to have to contend with as we head throughout the day on Tuesday. Into Wednesday, once that low pressure system comes into the region, we will see those winds switch directions and they come easterly, of course, as we head into Wednesday. Now, looking at our forecast for tonight, mostly clear conditions. Like I said, some fog along that Bay of Fundy coastline. As we head into Tuesday, sunny skies ahead, especially for northern New Brunswick. A UV index of 7, so high. Make sure you are taking precautions for that. As we head into the southern and central portions of New Brunswick, we are continuing to see mostly sunny skies. Again, that UV index jumps a little bit to 8, so very high. Take that into consideration. Now, we are seeing 27 pretty much across the island, sun shining coming through. And as we head over into Cape Breton and eastern parts of Nova Scotia, ranging between 26 and 28 degrees. Much of the same through central parts of Nova Scotia as well. And then as we head into western parts of Nova Scotia, a little bit colder, 27, but still well above seasonal for this time of year. Time now to take a look at our weather watcher for today, and it's Aria Angle, who is 7 years old, and she sends us a picture of her and her brother Noah at the beach. We absolutely love this. Thank you so much, Aria, for sending this along. Of course, if you'd like to be one of our weather watchers, please send us your drawing to CTV Weather Watchers at P.O. Box 1653. Maria?
Thank you very much, Brianne. Time for our final break here. When we come back, though, a larger-than-life outdoor attraction.
This all started to, brighten our neighborhood and as well to give artists a chance to and realize their own work on the walls.
Halifax Mural Festival has turned the city into an open-air gallery. It's written on the wall. Next. Welcome back. Nova Scotia's capital is getting a little more colorful this week as CTV's Paul DeWitt shows us. Halifax Mural Festival is on and features dozens of artists creating larger-than-life works.
I am Michael Burt, and I am the founder and organizer of the Halifax Mural Festival, and we're here beautifying the city with murals in the background here. Yeah, this all started to, brighten our neighborhood, and as well to give artists a chance to and realize their own work on the walls. And so that's what we're all about. We have 45 artists this week, all along the waterfront, the seaport, and Quinpool Road. So I do this year-round, mostly commercial gigs and stuff. So if someone is interested but maybe can't afford it or things like that, I remember. And then as well as there's always development going on in Halifax now, so new buildings going up, buildings coming down. So those are always great places to try to hit up. I mean, the main point is to beautify our city and to, bring some color to some derelict spaces, and but also for the artists to really give artists a chance to do their own work. A lot of the time, especially murals, they're large and people have a big say in what's going to happen. But with this, we give them free range, to do their own thing and hopefully get more of that work.
I've always been into doing art, and specifically graffiti art, and then my love of doing canvases and using spray paint kind of came together in one thing, and that's doing big murals. Halifax has a really tight-knit community and a rich history of arts and artists. It's right next to NASCAD school here, so just being able to put my art up in a spot that has a ton of artists going by it every day, it's kind of cool.
So it ends this weekend coming up on Sunday. We're going to have a closing party Saturday down at the Garrison Seaport. There'll be a lot of things for kids, free barbecue, face painting, all that sort of good fun. So come on out and check out the murals.
Beautiful. So amazing to watch them make them as well.
It's my favorite part of that whole festival.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And then it's beautiful afterwards, too. Speaking of attractions, TSN, CTV, and Crave are your home for coverage of FIFA World Cup 2026. On certain dates, CTV News at 5 and CTV News at 6 will move to CTV2. And that includes tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday this week. So tomorrow, make sure to look for us on CTV2. Go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to see the full schedule. Brianne Foley, you're back at 6. What are you looking at?
Sunshine.
Yay!
That's all I got for you.
We love that. That's all we want. Thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. The national news is next. Good night.